Hi guys, I'm Maryam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a long one because I owe you a long one. I've gotten a lot of requests from you for a bunch of things, from my updated foundation routine to some holiday looks, and today I'm going to do just that. When I filmed this tutorial, my skin was undergoing a really rough patch, so unlucky for me, but lucky for you, I'm going to show you how I get my flawless coverage when I'm going through those problematic times of the month, if you know what I mean. Also, I'm going to teach you how to get this neutral, sparkly holiday look using the amazing new Tartelette and Bloom palette by Tarte Cosmetics. And this is such a hot palette right now. Everybody wants to have it. And if you don't have it, stick around until the end of the video and you just may be one of 5 lucky international winners to snatch one of these things. Okay? And did I say international? I sure did. And that's pretty amazing. Thank you so much, Tarte. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. I love you guys. So my face is totally makeup free. As you can see, I have some spots on my forehead. I don't know where those came from. My open pores and my usual situation here on my jawline, but that's okay, not for long, because I just discovered my new favorite primer, which is a smoothing primer from Tarte, and it really helps get rid of all of those imperfections. So I'm just gonna apply it straight from the jar, directly to my problem areas, to the T-zone, to the chin, to the forehead, and then just smooth it over with my fingers all across the surface of my skin. Really love the way this one feels. Almost has a mousse dessert sort of texture, which I really like. And just glides on seamlessly. I'm really into it. For my face, I'm going to be using a combination of these two foundations, Too Faced Born This Way, and the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, which is great for oily skin types like mine. And I'm going to start out with the Born This Way. I'm going to be using these two brushes, which are both by Wayne Goss, and the number is 1 on both of them. So I'm not sure, one of them might be from the face collection, the other one might be from the holiday collection. But in any case, I will link them down below in the description box so you can get them. All right, I'm starting with a pump or 2 of the Born This Way foundation in shade number Caramel. And I'm just gonna stipple it across my forehead, across all my problem areas, because this foundation will get rid of them instantly. As you can see, I'm not applying it to the high points of my face because that's where I will be applying the Infallible, the lighter shade foundation. So it's gonna be sort of an uncontouring technique, which I've shown before on my Instagram, and I'm really liking how it turns out. Boom. Okay, now I'm taking my Infallible foundation. Shade is 107, which is much lighter than my current skin tone. And I'm taking the smaller Wayne Goss brush, which is number 1, and I'm applying it to the areas that I would typically highlight. So under my eyes, on top of my cheekbones, in this triangle formation, and a little bit between my brows. These are also the areas that tend to get oily, so the chin. So I'm doing kind of double duty with this one. I'm highlighting and I'm mattifying my problem areas. And then once again, I'm just stippling it to blend it in. This foundation is kind of tricky. I want to actually call it somewhat finicky. It doesn't work well with a lot of products, so it works best, or I find that it works best for me when I layer it on top of products. That way it kind of just acts as its own component rather than mixing with something else on top of it. And I'll tell you more about it in the next step. But at this point, this is what it should be looking like. For the under eye, I'm going to be using this Colored Clay Under Eye Concealer by Tarte. The color is medium tan, and I'm going to apply it right into this area right here. I don't really have an issue with dark circles, but this concealer is so nice. It's just so creamy and so pigmented. I think it'll work for anyone. And then once I've applied it on, I'm just going to distribute it evenly with my fingers with the warmth of my hands. Of course, it needs to be set just like any creamy concealer. And I'll be setting it with my Infallible Pro Matte, what's it called? Powder. This is what I was talking about in the previous step. Infallible foundation. This one does not really work with a lot of powders. I find that if you layer any of the regular translucent powders on top of it, it gets really cakey really fast, or at least it does for me and for my skin type. So I found that this works, and this even works with any concealer for the under eyes, like the Tarte one that I'm using. So I'm just gonna set it with a small little brush. This is a no-name brush, so don't ask me where I got it. It's just fluffy. But truly, I don't remember the brand. It has no name. Pink. And then I'm gonna apply the same powder over my T-zone, or wherever I applied that Infallible foundation. This shade is called True Beige, number 400. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna be using the same powder, the Infallible, but in shade number 700, which is Classic Tan. So you can also sort of contour those areas, add some warmth to your face, some dimension to your forehead. I definitely need some dimension on my forehead. And do you remember my little situation here? Can you see it? I can't see it. Even in the mirror, I can't see it. So this combo of foundations and products has really been working for me. So if you have problematic skin, if you have breakouts, or if you have an oil slick on your T-zone like I do, try this combo. It may work for you. Just a little bit of contouring under the cheekbones, blend it upwards, a little bit on the nose, just a smidge. I'll go back to the face in a little bit. For now, I'm gonna start doing my brows and my eyes. So let's begin. I'm just gonna brush out these babies with a spoolie. Any old spoolie will do. And then I'm gonna use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in shade Black. And I'm just gonna fill in any sparse areas. I don't wanna go too dramatic with the brows. Just keep it kind of natural, true to my real shape, and fill in any area that seems to be lacking hairs, like right here. I'm gonna extend the tail just a little bit, like so. And then just add some brow hairs right here. All right, so now that my eyebrows are to my liking, I'm gonna be moving on to eyeshadow, and I'll be putting some brow mascara on my brows afterwards, but I like to put shadow first. So let's begin. I'm gonna be using Kat Von D's eye primer, which I really love. It's great. I can't say enough about it. It goes on like a sort of nude tone, and it feels very creamy, blends really nicely. And of course, it prevents your eyeshadow from creasing, which is why we use eye primer on the lids. I absolutely cannot skip primer. My lids are super oily, just like my T-zone. So I gotta apply it in that little fold, in the inner and outer corner too, and in my lower lash line. For mis ojos, I'm going to be using the new Tartelette in Bloom palette by Tarte, of course. And if you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how 5 of you can win a palette of your own. So keep glued. Before I begin though, I like to map out sort of the eye look that I'm going to be wearing. So I'm just using a kohl pencil from Lancome in a brown shade to kind of map out my crease, or where I want it to be. And also lining the outer portion of my lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna take a clean pencil brush and I'm gonna smudge out any of those harsh lines. And you can totally skip this step if you would like, but for me it really helps to keep the eyes symmetrical and just to, you know, have a blueprint of what my eye look will look like at the end. Next, I'm gonna take this gorgeous shade right here, and I'm gonna apply it right on top of that pencil. I'm gonna apply it close to the actual line where I drew and then feather it out. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect at this point. You will be blending this out in the next step. You just want to get that color on there. Then I'm going to take this stiff dome brush from Morphe M502, and I'm just going to blend out those harsh edges. Next, I'm taking this color right here. It's called Rebel, and I'm applying it above that previous color just to blend it out further and to give the eye more definition and more of a gradient. So once you applied the color, you want to keep a clean, stiff brush handy just to blend out the edges. So use a soft, fluffy brush to apply the color. This one is Wayne Goss, once again, I think number 3. And this one is a Sigma E35 brush. That's perfect for blending. And I've already completed this eye, so it should look something like this. Next, I'm taking this shade right here on a stiff angled brush. It's called Smarty Pants. And I'm just gonna clean up that brow and clean up that blending, placing it right above the previous shade and right along the brow bone. And for the highlight under the brow arch, I'm going to be using this shade right here. It's called Charmer, and I'm just going to dab it directly onto the area. You see how pigmented it is? So be careful with this shade and keep a fluffy brush handy so you can easily blend it out. For the lid, I'm going to be using these 2 shades right here, this Bronzy Firecracker and this Shimmery Champagne Funny Girl shade. I want to have maximal contrast between the crease and the lid. And once I have the desired opacity, then I'm going to dip my brush into Firecracker, which is the bronzy shade, and I'm going to apply it all over my lid. I love the shade, it's so pretty. I love pairing it with sun-kissed skin too. So gorgeous. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use this shade right here. It's called Raw Power, and it's from Kat Von D. It's the new metallic eyeshadows that are so pretty and pigmented. I'm just going to add it to the lower lash line, to the center of the lower lash line, for a little bit of interest and pop. So nice with brown eyes, or blue eyes, or green eyes, any color eyes. Next is liner, mascara, and lashes. I already applied it to my other eye, and now I'm going to do it for you guys. I'm using Inglot Gel Liner number 77, which is my current favorite gel liner. And I'm using Tarte's little brush, which I love. And I'm just lining across, keeping the shape very basic. Nothing too dramatic, because I feel like the eye look is already pretty dramatic, and then I'm going to dramatize it even more with big lashes. And see, this is where mapping out your eye look really comes in handy, because then you know exactly where to place the wing. You know that it'll be perpendicular to your crease, and you know it'll match your other eye. It's a little trick that I do. Alright, so mascara is on, and now I'm going to apply some super dramatic falsies. And I'm going with Flutter Lashes Slayla Lashes by Makeup Shayla. These are really big, spiky, voluminous lashes that I really like, and I think they go great with this look. Okay, so I'm essentially done with the eye look, and I'm just going to add one last touch. I'm going to add this Gold Diamond Glitter by Makeup Forever, and I'm just going to apply it with my finger. And I'm going to tilt my head back, and I'm just going to place it right to the center of the lid, not touching the crease. I'm applying it with just my pinky. And of course I'm tapping it off my pinky so I don't have any excess fallout. And I'm putting it right in that space between the crease and the liner. Trying to avoid the liner and the crease. And here is the final eye look. Let's zoom in on that Lily so we can show them what we got. Okay, so I've already applied my lippy. You can watch that tutorial on my Instagram, Maryam NYC. And for the cheeks, I'm going to be using this Amazonian Clay blush by Tarte, of course. It's called Dazzled. And I'm gonna apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I really like this shade. It's kind of a cool mauvey nude. It's matte, but it's got a little bit of sparkles in it. So it's perfect for this eye look and for this lip. It balances it out nicely, I think. And for my highlight, I'm gonna be using Laura Geller Gilded Honey. I just got this highlighter in the mail today, so it's my first time using it. I hear it's a cult favorite. A lot of people love it and swear by it. So let's see how it goes, shall we? What do you guys think? And I feel like I want just a little bit more on my cheekbones. It is the holiday season after all. And I feel like if you're gonna be glowing like a disco ball, now is the time to do it. There we go. And the final look. What do you guys think? Alright guys, and now for the moment you've all been waiting for, my giveaway to the amazing Tartelette in Bloom palette for 5 international winners. Here are the rules, and they are pretty simple. Number 1, you must subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you already are, so this is already done. Number 2, leave me a comment on this video telling me where you are from and your favorite go-to makeup product. Also leave me your email so I can contact you in case you are one of the 5 lucky winners. I'll be announcing the winners on my Snapchat 1 week from the day that this video is live. So go follow my Snapchat, Maryam NYC, so you could be the first to know. All right? Super simple and easy. May the luck be on your side. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. Happy holidays, and I love you guys.